Hey guys, I'm here to do something a little different. I'm doing a vlog review of the book Reawakened, which is the first Once Upon a Time novel. I'm not doing this as a proper review on the magic of Storybook, because there's really not that much to say about it. Anyways, I downloaded this book to my iPad when I first learned about it. This is a novelization of the first season of Once Upon a Time. And in that sense, it's okay, but it could have been better. Let me put it this way. It is a novelization of season 1 if the episode were about Snow White or Emma. Because we had certain episodes in that season, and like this season, we may have had a storybook plot where they were the focus, but not a fairy tale land plot where they weren't, or vice versa. And if that were the case, this book would cut out the plot where they weren't the focus, and instead it would just become exposition. The two biggest offenders to this happened to two of my favorite episodes in this book. Skin Deep, which is the episode where I fell in love with the characters of Rumpelstiltskin and Belle, my favorite couple on the show. And it explored how they came together in Fairy Tale Land, and how they became a couple when Belle was taken as Rumpel's servant. But in the book, that is cut out. Instead, we just get exposition and mention of it from Henry in his book. It's like, really? You're going to cut that out? I know the book is focusing on Snow White and Emma, but that is such a big character building moment for these two. And then with Hat Trick, that we get the stuff with Jefferson, who is the Mad Hatter, in Storybook when he kidnapped Emma, but we don't actually get to see how he became the Mad Hatter when he went to Neverland and couldn't get back to his daughter. And instead, he just talks about it and goes on and on about it, almost like a villain speech in the book, whereas we actually get to explore it and see what happened in the episode. Seeing that happen was disappointing, and also because of the cuts, the book's pacing felt a little faster than season 1. It's like, whoa, how'd we get here so fast? Because it's weird. It felt weird to cut that stuff out. It was a little jarring to someone that has watched both seasons to see stuff cut out that you expect to see. And, as I said, it was a little disappointing, because I would get to a chapter based on an episode I liked, like, oh, cool. It's like, oh, you're cutting that stuff out. And another thing that really bugged me, I'm not the best writer in the world, but I do try to fix my typos the best I can. But for an official book being released, I would hope the book's editor would try to catch the typos. And I found at least two that stood out to me. There was one, I believe it was in the chapter based on The Heart is a Lonely Hunter, where the author forgot to capitalize Emma's name. That really drove me up the wall, because I hate it when people forget to capitalize names, because it's like, that's a proper noun, that should be capitalized. The other one is, maybe it was just me misreading it, but it seemed like there was one chapter where she referred to the character of Mr. Gold as Mrs. Gold. It's like, there shouldn't be an S there. Mr. Gold is a guy. The book, I started out liking it because it was a great nostalgia trip to go back to the first season again. But when I was done with the book, it's like, that could have been better. In no means is it a bad book. If you're a fan of Once Upon a Time, you may enjoy it. But I say you're better off just watching the first season again than actually reading this, because you'll get the full story instead of just cherry picking the Snow White and Emma events. I will say the one thing this book did do for me better, though, is actually explore the relationship between Emma and Henry and how much she cares. Because while the first season did do that greatly, I think this book took it another step further. But I think season 2 actually trumps the book and how well Emma cares for her son. So the book isn't bad. I recommend it cautiously.